Okay, welcome to our team call. We're going to be talking about boot camps today and just kind of what's been working, how we want to change things. We want feedback, questions, and it's going to be like a little experiment, I guess, which, when we switched over to doing boot camps the first time in the Tracker app and collaborating, that was brand new to us too. And we had some learning curves and we had some different things. And so I would say overall it's been a success. And we are, changing it up and whatever constantly to try to keep it fun and real. And so this is just going to go over kind of like as we are growing as a team, because I think especially coming off of Summit and talking to some of you guys about your goals and where we want to go is we really want to grow right now as a team. We really want to help people join our team and see success right off the bat. And a lot of that comes from being able to host successful boot camps. And so this is just a way that we can kind of set ourselves up to not only host awesome boot camps, but help our coaches do the same thing. And so this is kind of where we're at. And we'll just I'll just switch it over to my slides, and so you can kind of visually see what I'm talking about. But hold on a second, let me make sure I can. Okay, good. View in the, whoops, I need to move out so I can find you guys. Okay, sorry. Share. Okay. Can you guys see my slides? Okay, great. Oh, yay, it's working. One of these days I'll get on and be super professional and be like, and now, but it's not going to be this year. So it might never happen. I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about Team Boot Camp. So before I start, I should say that there's no like one way to do a boot camp. So if you are already like loving doing your own thing, there are plenty of coaches on our team that like to run their own boot camps, and even from the very beginning. That's 100% fine. So this is just for those of you who want collaboration, who want to work, more in a team aspect. But if you have your own vision and your own direction, go for it, because there's just like no wrong way. And if you need help setting up a boot camp or need help with the Tracker app, or maybe you want to move to Facebook, it doesn't matter. Like, this is whatever works for you and how you want to help your customers and your challengers, then go for it. So this is just this is basically what Stacy and Angela and I have been working on. And so this is just kind of what we're doing. And so we want to invite you guys to do this with us, but you can I just want to throw that out there, because we do have a lot that like to do their own thing, and that's 100% fine. So at any given time. Okay, so let's talk about boot camp. So I don't know how to get rid of if you have questions, just unmute yourself. But the idea behind hosting a boot camp, oh, good, that's better, is to help a brand new coach come in, rock it as a challenger, and then be able to host their own boot camp. So when you come in, and I realize that some of you guys have already been doing this with us, so just you can kind of see where we're going with this. But the very first month as a new coach, that's where you're the Rockstar Challenger. You're showing up every day. You're still inviting to that boot camp, if it hasn't started yet, and you're leading by example. You are showing up for all of the things, and you are logging in your workout, logging in your Shakeology, and participating in the daily challenge or whatever we're doing that month. Okay, so your first month with us, that's what you would be doing. As you transition into month 2, if you are like not ready to start really running your business, you can stay in month 1 as long as you want. But honestly, if you're ready to grow your team and ready to grow as a coach, then transition into this next phase, and that's your second month. And this is where you connect with some of the other ladies who are now also starting to become coaches, who were Rockstar Challengers with you in that first month. It does not need to be one of your personally sponsored coaches. It can be a teammate. It can be several. I'm thinking right now, like the cluster of you guys who have been helping us right now. Like, it's time to try it out, you know, and this is exciting and new, and we would still strategize and talk together as a team, whoever wants to be on that, or you can break off and do your own thing. So this is just where you create and you co-host your own boot camp. And this is where we will help you with that too. Okay. And once you're in there, like, we'll still be running our boot camp and we'll still be having the daily posts and everything. And you are 100% welcome to collaborate with us on what those are and to take what you want from those and just reuse them or use them on the same days or whatever. But you are also welcome to create your own posts and just use like the general theme or create your own themes. This is where you get to choose how much or how little you want to like change things up. And then also it's you being that coach. And then you invite whoever is your upline coach, so whoever personally sponsored you, to be in that with you. And our job as your personally sponsored coach is to be a Rockstar Challenger in that for you. So we can also so we're also there for feedback, but it's also there so that you have somebody for sure in your corner, right? Like showing up every day and logging in and helping out and doing whatever they need to do to support you as the coach in that group. And like I said, if you feel like you want to run on your own, you can, but most of us like it right now to run it with each other. And so that's just a matter of collaborating like as a team with each other. So I know, so some of you right now might be like, well, who is that? Who would I be working with? Don't panic. Basically who we're already working with. It's just more like it's time to separate a little bit. Does that make sense? I hope that's making sense. And like I said, feedback is fine, and where you're at and where you're ready to go is up to you. So you can do this at your pace. And then the ideal is by month 3, you're on your own without your mama coach, and you are the mama coach, and you can still have your group, you can still have a cluster, but this is a time where you can be inviting some of your challengers to coach with you. And this is where you are still showing up, you're still leading by example, but you are the head honcho, and you don't need us anymore. You have you. So does that kind of make sense? Kind of the phases. I'm looking for.
Amber, can I add to that?
Yes, please do.
So we say on your own, but not necessarily on your own unless you really wanted to be. I mean, me and Stacy and Angel and Amber, like Amber said, we like working together, so we'll keep our pod, and as we get more coaches, we'll run them through this, and we're hoping to empower you to do the same thing. So all of you who are new coaches, we have Chris, who just came in, and there's Jennifer and Susie, and I know there's a whole bunch of coaches who are ready to like run their own groups. So you guys combine together and become your own little pod that can get your group started. And as you guys build coaches, we're trying to make a system that's duplicatable so that you still have, a group of people to work with who are like where you're at. And then together you guys can build those challenge groups. And so we as your coach, as we sponsor people, we will, like Amber said, we'll be in there with you the first group, but like by that month 3, you're on your own, but you're not on your own per se. You're on your own because you're running the group without like your sponsor coach there. But we're hoping ideally for you to still be together with the other coaches that you might be collaborating with. Does that make sense? So clear as mud, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, and that totally makes sense. And also note that there is sometimes chemistry is there and it clicks with certain coaches, and sometimes it isn't. And so don't be afraid to voice your opinion or branch out or whatever you want to do. I know some people who run challenge groups with coaches from other teams even. So don't necessarily feel like we're telling you who you are going to coach with, if that makes sense. It's 100% who you're comfortable with. Hopefully, I feel like the chemistry is really awesome right now in the ones that we've been working with, I feel like you guys do get along really well and collaborate really well together. And so it would be really cool. Like, I feel like it'd be really cool to be like, and you guys are off, like you guys are set, but don't feel like at any time, like if you're kind of like, I really want to do this, but I don't know if this is like the tribe for me to do this with, like this particular one, then branch out and, whatever. And hopefully, like I said, we're going to be growing. And that's exciting. And so just know that there's some flexibility there, I guess is what I'm saying.
Can I just add to Amber? Oops, sorry, baby. Don't wake up. Oh, she's awake.
Can add, yes.
I think it's important to know what your big vision is too, like what your big goal is, because my vision is to branch off from all of you eventually and have like 3 new coaches coaching with me in a group every single month. Do you know what I mean? Like, one month I've got 3 to 5 new coaches who are apprentice coaches with me. And then that same month I'm recruiting new people. And the next month those new people are the coaches with me. And so hopefully we're in this cycle of growth that is so exponential that every month, like, I am the coach running the group with my new personally sponsored coaches as my apprentices. And then it just cycles and it moves on and moves on. And obviously, to be doing that, we need to be talking to a lot of people and we need to be helping a lot of people. And I imagine that most of those new apprentice coaches are going to come from my challenge groups. That's how I started, was a challenger. Most of my coaches on my team started as challengers, if not all of you. So it is important that we run just awesome, fun challenge groups. We get a lot of people in there that we can help and then hopefully convert them into coaches. And there's one other thing. Shoot, mom brain just hit. Oh, and I think it's important too. I know when I kind of got kicked out of my coaches groups and she was like, okay, go for it. You can do this. I kind of had this moment of like, wait, on my own, like without you, hold on. Even though I knew what to do, there was a sense of like urgency on my part to now fill my group with challengers. Mm-hmm. I couldn't rely on like my one friend that bought a challenge pack or, 2 people or whatever, knowing that we'd have a full challenge group because my coach had a bunch of challengers in it. It was like I had to now take responsibility for my goal of wanting to help a lot of people and run big challenge groups with a lot of people. Like, I now needed to be working every single day. And I know that everyone in my downline that I've talked to who's working the business has big goals of starting to hit Success Club every month and rank advancing to Emerald and Diamond and so on and so forth and earning certain amounts of money and things like that. And I feel like in order for us to be doing those things and hitting those goals, it's going to take us doing new things and pushing outside of our comfort zones and talking to more people every day and doing things that scare the crap out of us. And hopefully us as the Diamond coaches on the team pushing you out to do your own thing is going to get you excited to do those scary things. So I feel like all of us who are maybe where we are, where you want to be, we got here from doing some of those scary things, and I'm losing it. So I'm going to mute myself now. I don't know if I made any sense, by the way. I'm really tired today.
That made perfect sense, Angel. And that's awesome. And that brings up a really good point. Like, when I was building in like such a building phase of my business, it was like the challenge groups were all on me. Like it was my customers were filling those groups. And it really wasn't until actually when we moved into the Tracker app, kind of like chatting as a team, that we like teaming up has only been since like October or something. So it actually hasn't even been that long. And it was mostly because we just needed to change things. And that's the other thing, to like heads up, like this is kind of where we're going for the rest of this year, but who knows? Like it's just the name of the game. So, and like Angel said, it's really important just to know where you want to go, like where you want to get and how you're going to get there. And so sometimes we are super comfortable. I've been comfortable because when I'm co-hosting with 6 other coaches, I know that I can just slide in 3 customers and I get kind of complacent. And so this is going to be good for me too. You know, this is good for all of us. So that's just kind of where that is. So speaking of like what works and doesn't work in challenge groups, I think that it's super fun to like mix up themes and mix up daily challenges and all the things. One thing that I took away from Summit, and same with the other coaches on our team who were there, is that there is a different kind of energy in a challenge group with those who really want to be there. So they want to be logging in their stuff. They want to be connected in with the daily challenges, and they want the results. So they are invested in the product. So whether that's Shakeology or the nutrition line or the performance line, the beach bars, whatever. Okay. And so, one of the coaches was saying, and this is kind of where we're going to move into, is she actually runs 2 challenge groups. And one is go at your own pace. Whoops. Okay. Well, we will be there for you guys. Forgot that little. Okay. So one is self-paced. So this is for anybody who has, so we are going to open this up. This is going to be, and so those of you who are now going to be branching out on your own, this is something I'm going to encourage you to do. Okay. It's your boot camp. You get to choose, but this is what I would encourage you to do, is to create one that will go from now to the end of the year. Okay. So the rest of 2016. Don't know where my mind is. Okay. So for the rest of 2019, and that is a safe place where your challengers who are just have on demand, or even if they have product, they just want to log in their stuff. They don't need the team environment. They don't need the camaraderie. They just want a place where they can log in. There are a lot of people out there that are like that, and that is the way to best support them. And then you'll also have customers who don't want to invest fully into their journey, and that's okay too. It's theirs. They get to choose that. So this is where they can go, is a place that's self-paced. So they still get the daily challenges. We're just copying and pasting them from our current challenge group into that group, but it's just separate because the energy is different. And so in that group, it's kind of like the accountability is not quite the same and the energy is not quite the same. Okay. And then we will have, you can call this whatever you want. The coach who actually presented this idea called hers Epic Shred. And I was like, I want in. Whose group is that? I'm ready. So like, I don't know what it was about the title, but I was like, I guess we're just going to take it. So I cannot claim fame to the title of this group, but I'm just saying I love it. So, and that could change or whatever. But so then she also has, so we also will be, so our main challenge group, that 3-week focus group, we will call Epic Shred. It's a requirement. So to be in that group, they have to have some sort of HD order. It can be any kind. So if their budget is tight, fine. It's an HD of Energize, an order of Energize that's going through, or, ideally Shakeology Performance Line. But that's up to them. That's skin in the game. Okay. And then this is also where we know that they want that coach accountability. They want the group. They want the daily, posts. I can't think of what they're called. Like, what do we call those things? They want the daily post. They want all of the things. Something that I'm going to make up for this next one. And of course, like I said, even though some of you will be running yours on your own now, or like not with my little group, I'll still share all of this information with you, and we'll still share all of our posts and everything. But I want to do a Google Doc. And so that Google Doc will be posted in the self-paced group every 3 weeks, when a new boot camp is starting, so that they know that they can still apply to be in the Epic Shred group. And then those in the Epic Shred group, they still have to fill out the Google Doc in order to get into the next boot camp. This is where we ask them what their goals are. This is where we ask them how they did this last time, what worked, what didn't work. This is where we ask them what products that they're going to be using, what program they're committing to, and that kind of thing. So it is just that reminder, and it just puts a little bit more like seriousness to what we're doing and more accountability, if that makes sense. And then that's also where they can kind of recommit, or they can be like, oh, I don't know, I'm going to be traveling a lot, I'll just move into the self-paced group. Okay. Now, she said that in their Epic Shred group, they refer to the self-paced group as the Walking Dead because they just don't have the same energy. And I'm not going to say, I've seen people have amazing transformations doing it the self-paced way, you know? So I'm not discrediting that. However, when it comes to the energy and what we want to accomplish, we want them to have that FOMO. We want anyone in that self-paced group to have the FOMO of what's going on in the Epic Shred group. And even though the posts are going to be the same, it's going to be different, because when everybody's posting photos and everybody's posting their logins and everybody's committed with some sort of product, they show up differently. And they take it more seriously, and it'll be more fun. It'll be so much more fun for you as the coach. So that's a whole lot. That's a whole lot of newness. So for those of you who are like, okay, so I'm branching off on my own. First of all, you're not on your own. We want you to collaborate with the ladies that you've already been collaborating with. So a lot of you guys have already helped us host the last 2 or 3 boot camps. Now we just want you guys to do it on your own. You can totally do this. And then it is a little extra work right now, because we are going to be creating, and you are going to be creating, 2 separate boot camps, the self-paced and then the Epic Shred. And you can call them whatever you want to call them, but those are where they are. And, anyway, just having ideas floating through, but I'll keep them to myself for a second because I tend to scroll really fast. But anyway, we will help everybody through that process. And we know that this is like a brand new thing that we're all trying to figure out and do, so we can all learn it together. It'll be fun. And those of you who are going to be doing it separately, this will be really great learning and like feedback and help for the future coaches that are going to be joining our team, and how we can help it run more smoothly for them and all of the things. So in a nutshell, that's it. So any questions, comments, add-ons? Stace?
I want to add on. I just want to say too that part of the reason that we're doing this is because we are growing, because we've had so many of you ladies come in and are ready to coach and are ready to step up and be part of like the group posting, where it's getting to the point where like everybody is only posting like once a week, maybe only 3 times a month if we have a lot of us checking in. And I have felt the energy shift within myself and within the group, because if I'm not having to post regularly, it's hard to stay committed to showing up, to checking it every day, because I don't have to be involved. And I feel like we are getting so big that it's not like we're giving everybody a little piece of the pie, but the pie is getting cut too thin. So even though like you're posting as a new coach, you're coming in and you're posting a little bit, like you could be posting so much more. Like we see that you are so capable of posting, 7 times in a month or 8 times in a month, rather than posting once or twice, and so I just, like Angel said, I remember when my coach was like, here you go. And I was like, ah. And so like, I hope you see our intent with this, and that it's really to benefit you, and to see you grow. But like Amber said, like we will have a full like Google Doc. So as we get ready for like the next group, like the August group, like we're going to have our theme, we're going to have like what things we're posting each day and how we're setting that up. And we will help you go in and make sure your stuff is all set up, and we can double check your posts. We can, totally help you guys set your group up. And then you get to choose, like we'll have that Google Doc available, but if you don't want to use it or want to do your own thing, like that's fine. But just know, like, if you are like nervous, we will still provide you with everything you need. You will just be the one showing up every day, or you and a few other coaches who you're combining with will still show up. You'll just be there more consistently. And I think you'll find the energy in your group is like amplified.
For sure. For sure. Anybody else have Linda?
Can I just clarify? It says a monthly 3-week. So is that your actual group is going to be 3 weeks out of the month?
Yeah, because that's what we've been doing so far is the 21-day group basically, and I really like that. So you know, just so you know though, Linda, like I have ran 90-day challenges before. So once again, it's totally up to you what you want to do. But I really like the 3-week setup. I feel like I'm really close to burning out by day 20. And
But then are your challengers, like, they're kind of nowhere for that week, or do you plug them? I don't know. I guess if they're paying for something home direct, what are they doing for that last week?
for the week. So what I do right now is I have my Marco Polo pods, and I just keep those going through that week. So I just kind of shift. I do feel like one thing I personally would like to change is when we set up the group, we automatically set it up so that once they are there, they can start logging in. Maybe I'd like change the login time so there is a prep week there, but they could still be logging in. I do know that some of my challengers struggle with not having a place to log in between the boot camps, and I respect that. So there's got to be something to do there. So I don't know exactly. I'm playing with that. I think we all been kind of playing with that.
I wonder, and this is just a thought, I don't know how hard it would be. I love starting fresh with a new one because of the energy. But I wonder if we could open up an epic shred and a self-paced 2019, right? Have them for the entire year so that those challengers still have a place to log everything. But if they do not get accepted for the next start of the epic shred, then okay, we're going to move you over to the self-paced one. So they always, I mean, I guess that's a little tricky because people want to have that, like they put in there before measurements and pictures and things like that, maybe in the epic shred, and then they get kicked out of that and moved over. But at the same time, if they want to stick in there and have that energy, then yeah, they need to be on Shakeology, and they need to understand, you know, what an investment that is, and that it takes an investment to be in the epic shred group. So I don't know, that's just a thought. I mean, granted, we're still like every month doing a big, like, okay, we're starting up again, who's ready? But we keep the same group open, and then we just kick people out and add people in when it's time for like September and then October. Just a thought. I don't know how that would work.
The only thing I don't like about it, I have toyed with that idea so many times. The only thing I don't like is that the Dump Tracker app always says what day you're on. That's like, I just feel like for me personally, if I went into a group and it said day 42 out of, you know what I'm saying? Out of 365.
I forgot about that. That is annoying.
Feel like I've lost, like I missed out, like I suck. And I'd be like, never mind.
No, you're right. Maybe I think keeping the self-paced open is fantastic, and we should do that. And then yeah, just starting a new one. We could have it open for 4 weeks at a time. Excuse me, and then just move people over to the new one.
Yeah, I think I like
that. I agree. There's something exciting about like day one. Like, you know, it's day one, and then you open it up and it says day one, and you've got that like day one energy. But yeah, if you open it up and it's like day 63, and you're like, wait, what?
That's like the only bad thing about that. Like,
I have a question.
Yes, thanks.
So what if we just had like a self-paced week in the Epic Shred group? So you do 3 weeks of Epic Shred, and then we have a standard like set of like posts that we do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it's be like, hey, we've kept you accountable like for the last 21 days. Let's see how you can, you know, let's see how you do more on your own, or like something with that. And then, but we still have a post every day, and it kind of gets that transition. So we're not having to be active and like there all the time, but it still because my biggest thing that I've had challengers reach out to me about is the lack of consistency. Like they get in the habit of checking into the app, they get in the habit of tracking, they get in the habit, and then we're off for a week and they have to like, it takes them a few days to like get back in that habit, and it's not kind of consistent enough for those who are going for results. So maybe we could play with something during that 4th week where we don't have to be present as coaches, but then that they can see, and it might even be refreshing for those who are in the Epic Shred to see like, oh man, I really don't like those self-paced groups. It is worth the investment because the energy is different when we go back all in, I don't know.
Okay, here's another thought. The whole goal for all of us, right? I mean, if we're on this call, then we want to be making a serious income and having a serious impact and growing in serious ways. And the only way that happens in this business is by growing our teams. What if we spend that week making our challengers be the coaches, right? Like we give each of them, I mean, even if there's 10 challengers and there's only 5 days, like you two are posting on this day, you two are posting on this day, and it can just be like, we want you to post as if you were in charge. Like we want you to post what worked best for you this past 3 weeks, or what, do you know what I mean? Like giving them a little bit of like I don't know, getting them working.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting idea too. Regardless of like what, I do like the idea of keeping it open until the next group starts. So, and then we can play with what we do, because I wouldn't mind trying that one time. Or use it forever. I don't know. I'm all for lots of things.
Well, isn't that been our philosophy, is we try it and see how it works, and then we...
That is right, Stacy. That is our philosophy. We try everything at least once, and then we'll see. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Okay. So anyway, okay. Anybody else have any thoughts, questions, concerns? No? Okay.
Okay, so basically,
To sum it up.
let's see if we can sum this up. Make sure we all understand. So basically, we're splitting up in that we're having a couple of different pods of coaches. Instead of one Team Life on Fire, whoever wants to be a coach in this one, we're going to have multiple ones, right? Mm-hmm. And then we're going to have each pod of coaches. If you choose to be in a pod, I know I've got coaches on my team who like kill it doing their own challenges. Like Nicole's been running her own challenges for a long time and loves to do that. Linda's been running her own challenges for a long time and loves to do that. So you can do your own thing or jump into a pod. But if you're in the pods working with a couple of the coaches from our team, then you're probably running an Epic Shred and a self-paced, which can have the exact same posts, just different energy. We can still all meet together as an entire team of coaches to discuss what each month is going to look like, and just all use the same posts if we want to. So this isn't really changing a whole lot, except for now we're going to have less coaches being coaches in the challenge groups, right?
Yeah, which I think that everybody, I mean, I love collaborating, and I actually really love seeing everybody's check-ins. So is actually the part that's like hard for me to give up. But I do feel like it'll help us create ownership to our boot camps. It will help us invite more, have that urgency to invite to them. And it will help. And like Angel said, I mean, ideally it gets to the point where it's you and your downline, and then it shifts and you're helping them do the same thing, since we're all here to be builders, so don't be scared, be excited.
And Amber, can I just add too, like, not only there won't be as many coaches, but there won't be as many people, right? Like we're at well over 100 people in our challenge groups right now. And I think people get lost in it. Like they don't notice if I don't check in every day, or they don't, like it's easy to get lost in a shuffle when we have so many people. So hopefully by breaking these groups into smaller pods, your challengers will feel like they're getting more attention and they're noticed, and then they're more willing, once again, to show up and participate, because their energy and their voice and their part of their journey needs to be shared and will be missed if it's not.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can do the self-paced all together as one big team.
That's fine. I was actually just thinking about doing the self-paced individually.
Oh.
Well, only because it like helps me organize my customers. Like I'm like, oh, well, if they have them there. The only problem with doing the self-paced as a full team is that you have, if we're talking about the Epic Shred group, it gets lost in translation on who the coaches are and who's the boss. And that's
right.
why I like the idea too of almost running a self-paced group on your own, even eventually when you're to that point, because then it's very clear when you are saying, dudes, you need to be part of this Epic Shred. It's like, okay, I know I'll be working with my coach. You know what I'm saying? So
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
I love the idea of like a big group thing because I love the camaraderie in there, but I just can't figure out a way to make that work. But
Well, and I think the whole point, so if you're on this call and you're like, wait, what is happening? This is all coming about after Summit. Okay. So I think everyone needs to realize and recognize that every single year after Summit, those of us who go to Summit are going to come and be like, oh, we're changing things up, right? Like we've all heard things from these leaders that are running the teams and earning the incomes that we're all hoping to someday. And so we're honestly just taking things that are working for some of these big leaders and trying to apply it to our team and to help everybody grow. And I think this is one of those things that after we discussed it the other day in the Diamond Squad, we decided this could be something that helps you guys grow, that helps the downline grow, that helps those who want to become Emerald, that helps the Emeralds who want to become Diamond, that gives you guys that little bit of a push to do those things that are scaring the crap out of you right now. So this is totally one of those like post-summit, time to shake things up. How can we get everyone a little bit more excited? Things. So in 1 year, it'll be something else. But, and again, it really does go to that point of like, I want to be running my own groups with my 3 new coaches, my 3 to 5 new coaches. And then the next month with 3 to 5 different new coaches. And the next month, 3 to 5 different new coaches, while all of my coaches are doing the same thing. Like that's the hope, that we can just keep sharing this business with everyone and bringing on women like us who are needing this, who need this community and who need the income and who need the accountability that this opportunity gives us. So, yeah.
love it.
And I hope it gives you guys the opportunity to sit back and really look at where you want your business to go. Because I think that's one thing with Summit is that it really has us sitting down and being like, okay, look back, what have I been doing? Where am I now? Where do I want to go? And by breaking off these, it just gives us that moment of reflection of being like, okay, am I really going to commit to this? Am I ready to do this? Even if you don't have challengers, because I think that was one of my biggest fears and hesitations moving forward is like, well, a group is lame if there's like 2 of us in it, you know, but knowing that even if you don't have, you know, 5 or 6 people every month joining you for a challenge group, then that's okay. 1, because you have the goal to get there and this change will push you there. And 2, because, you know, we will be building up into like pods. And so we have like, you know, that community to like build off of, but that it'll give you hope of like what the possibilities will be and let you know like, hey, I'm really ready to do this. And I really do want to coach and set that intention. Or come to us and be like, I'm not ready to join a pod. I just want to be a challenger, which is totally fine too. But then recognizing that like, okay, me actually coaching the business, actually coaching and like pushing this as a business maybe isn't my priority right now. So it just kind of gives you that like gut check of like, okay, where am I now and where do I really want to be going? So, yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to add too, I'm getting ready to run my Morning Meltdown 100 group. And I'm like way more pumped about this group than I have in a long time. And I think a lot of that is probably just my own, like, I need this program for my own self to get back on track after baby and to feel like a normal person. But, I mean, who's to say that in 2 or 3 months I might be like, okay, I'm done with the pods. Like, I want to run my own again. Because that's how I did it for 4.5 years.
Yeah.
And then, you know, however long ago we all jumped in together. So it's always changing. Like, it's always going to be changing. And I think we just, like Stacy Gardner said, we're a group of trying things out to see what works and then going from there. And actually, I might not be in the next Epic Shred group because of my Morning Meltdown 100. So we'll talk about that later. Sorry.
And that's okay. And I think, I mean, that's the beauty of this business is it changes a lot. And there's been months where I've hosted with other people and months that I've hosted on my own. And like, there's benefits to both. So, and it's good to mix it up, you know? So yeah, definitely know anybody, like that's 100% an option and a great one to host your own. So there's that too. All right, guys. So more information to come since there's like, you know, dates coming up. But I will tell you what my personal plan is for Morning Meltdown. So I've gone back and forth, and I think that mine will be part of a regular, I don't know yet. I'm still going back and forth, so never mind. But I for sure am going to be starting like a Marco Polo with my 100 girls. I'm just not sure. I'm really just thinking, can I commit to at least 100 days of a separate boot camp is really what it is. And so, and that's okay. So just never mind. I can't share what I'm doing. Now you know that I don't even know, and it's Wednesday, you know, before Monday.
Well, I'll share what I'm doing real quick because everyone on the team is invited to jump in if you want to. I did open up a My Challenge tracker for it, but that's really just going to be so that everyone has a place to track their stuff and to log their stuff. And I have it open clear till the end of the year. So that gives everyone 156 days to finish 100 workouts. I'm going to hopefully finish it a lot sooner than that because I'm going to do 6 workouts a week. That's my goal, but it's kind of set up so that you don't beat yourself up if you miss a day. Like we have the whole goal, right, is to finish the 100. I've got a messenger group open. Marco Polo just is rough for me. I don't know why. But so we've got a messenger group open. I've already opened it. I've got my girls in it, and we're doing a Zoom chat on Friday at 10, just like this, to just talk, to find out why people are committed, when they're going to do their workouts, just get to know each other, see each other's faces. My hope is to do, is to at least do one every other week, do a Zoom chat, because I really want us to be like, I mean, I love this. Like, I love this with the team, and I want to feel that a little bit more with my challengers. And there is a real energy with my groups who are all doing the same program. My 80-day obsession program, like a year and a half ago, was my favorite challenge group that I ever ran. And I know it's because we were all doing the same workouts, feeling the same pain, wanting the same carbs. Like, it was just kind of one of those, like, really, really, really amazing groups. So that's what I'm doing for Morning Meltdown 100. If you want to jump in, you're welcome to. If you're my downline and you guys have challengers who want to do Morning Meltdown and want to have like a group like that where we are really connecting and seeing each other's faces and learning each other's stories, then please, like, let me know. You are so welcome to jump in and bring your challengers. But that's what I'm doing. I'm personally really pumped about it, and still have a bunch more ladies who are hoping to get in. Oh crap, I'm supposed to call someone right now about it. I just forgot. I'll call her in a minute.
That's a good timing. I'm gonna